going on, guys? Welcome back to Leafs Chatter. Today, we're just going to go over everything that's going on with the Leafs in regards to Keith Pelly, the overall, vibe that's going on in the Leafs right now. It's not looking good. Let's just put it that way. It doesn't look good for the Leafs going forward. So, we'll see what happens. But we'll go over everything that happened with Keith Pelly and with the recent pressers with the team. And well, it won't be too long. I won't make this a super long video, but we'll get into it now and just talk about first. We'll have to discuss Keith Pelly. Then after we'll jump over and we'll look into what the Leafs had to say about things. So this is probably the biggest topic. So hang in there. I won't make it too long. But Keith Pelly, this is pretty much everything he did during the trade deadline, and it kind of goes against everything he said he was actually doing. So the first thing was Pelly was in the Leafs war room. He was in and around everybody when shit was going down, trades, discussions about players. He was there, and he said in the presser that he wasn't actually doing that before, which was a lie. He said he wasn't involved. He has no say. He lets the hockey guy. These are his words. He lets the hockey guys do what they want to do. They're the hockey guys. He's not, but he stuck his neck in there anyways, and it is what it is. And he wasn't there the year before with Shanahan. So when we had that awesome run, I thought we did pretty good. We went to Game 7 against the Stanley Cup champs. We won the division. He wasn't in there. He wasn't in charge of anything. He let Shanahan do everything. So now that he took the presidency role, it's not looking very good. So this doesn't look good for Pelly. This was the most crazy shit I've ever heard in my life. He had notes that the staff believed were AI generated. So this fucking guy went on ChatGPT, wrote up notes because he knows nothing about hockey, and then would show up with AI written notes. And if you have a brain, you guys can easily tell like if someone's reading AI or whatever. That's just like, especially us who've been around it for so long. If you're maybe in the older generation, it might be a little bit tougher for you to pinpoint it, but I feel like for most people who have been around AI, it's very easy to spot it. And a lot of these guys are just analyst nerds, and they're probably in like their, you know, early 30s, maybe late 30s. Like they've been around it and they've been exposed to AI. So they can sniff that stuff out from a mile away. And again, going into the next point, Pelly said he was there as an observer, which everyone's saying is not true. When they're talking to people inside MLSE with the Toronto Maple Leafs, they're saying that's not true. And I like that right there is a red flag. He's saying that he's not doing anything, but it seems like he has his tentacles on everything that's going on with the Leafs. So I don't know. I like this guy says one thing, bullshits. Like I'm surprised people, even want to work for him. Like if my boss was lying about something that they said that they weren't doing, but they were doing it the whole time, I'd be pretty pissed. I'd be like, why are you lying to people about what you're actually doing? Like, I wouldn't want to work for somebody. I wouldn't want to work for a boss who's lying to other people about the job that they do, because then it makes us look bad. So it's like, okay, so everyone's shitting on us because of the trades, but it was your idea to do them and you vetoed all of our other ones. I'm just saying this as an example. That's probably what happened. Like, I bet you they got some trades. He's like, you got to get more. And then they tried to get more, and then the trade never ended up going through. Like, that's what I think happened. I don't want to put it all on Treliving. Like, I think he did make some stupid signings, but I think getting rid of the guys, I feel like it was Keith Pelly. I bet you Treliving was ready to let some of these guys go before. I heard a rumor that the Leafs actually got a good return for for McMahon when we had him. The rumor was we actually got a similar package to the Sherwood deal, where it was either two second round picks or it was a first and a second. And something happened. I don't know which one was true. The one that sounds more believable is the 2 seconds. But I don't know what happened. I don't know if they thought they could have gotten more or someone vetoed it. I have no clue. And then we only ended up getting, what did we get for him? A second and a fourth? Like, that's nothing. That's literally nothing. That's not close to the Sherwood deal. Like, not at all. So, I don't know. There's a lot of things I think that, the team's not being truthful about. And I honestly think that Treliving did have a say in most things, but I feel like they were just I feel like Pelly was just right there and always breathing down his neck, and that kind of fucks with you if you're just a person like any human being. Imagine doing your job and you have your boss just breathing down your neck the whole time. Literally breathing down your neck, fucking watching everything that you're doing. You'd go insane. So I think that's honestly what happened, and I don't think it's all his fault, and I don't think you should be taking the blame for everything. Yes, some of the things for sure, like maybe some of the signings and trades that he did, but for the trades, I mean, if Keith Pelly was actually in that room, he was in the war room with everybody, and he was bringing in AI trade deals and all that shit. Well, that's I think on Keith Pelly too. Like, can't forget about him. Now, getting into the next point, he questioned scouts, demanded more in trades, gave his opinions and ideas. Like, so again, he was in there. He was in the thick of it, and I think it's partly his blame. And team source says fans would be surprised with how involved he was. So, I mean, he told us in his presser that he wasn't involved at all. And by the sounds of it, seems like he was pretty much involved with everything, and he had a say in everything that was going on. So, that's no good news because he said it himself. He knows nothing about hockey. We even heard it in the presser. He couldn't even say other players' names. He didn't even know what he was talking about. He had to say that, oh, we didn't see the Buffalo and the Montreal train coming. You didn't see the. First off, Buffalo was a little bit of a surprise to everybody, but you didn't see the Montreal train. Those guys have been good for the past 3 years. Really good. They've made playoffs. They're a very hard team. I knew they were going to be good this year. Now, I didn't think they were going to be better than the Leafs, I'll be completely honest. But I thought they were going to be like right up in there, like probably finish in third or maybe like squeak in on a wild card spot. Like they're a very good team. That's what I thought at the start of the season. I knew for sure they were going to make the playoffs this year. But yeah, I don't know what he was talking about. It makes no sense to me. Now we have to get into this because these are other changes that happened within the organization. So the first one is removing player discounts on merchandise and meals at Real Sports. So this is how cheap Rogers is. We already knew they were cheap before, but on top of that, they removed discounts on their merch. Like, isn't that insane? Like that doesn't make any sense. They're with the team, they're part of the team. That's something that you just give your players. I honestly think majority of teams give their players free merch. Like, why would you charge them for that? They're repping the game. They're repping the merch. Why do they have to pay for that shit? But yeah, like they're charging them for everything now. Where you think if you're part of an organization that big, making billions of dollars, like billions of dollars, I'm talking about Rogers. Like they're making billions of dollars. You're telling me you can't give your team free meals? You can't, you know, give them at least if you're gonna charge them, at least keep their discount. Like you're gonna remove that shit. Makes absolutely no sense. And this is a joke from Rogers. Those guys make a fuck ton of money. And then this one, increasing ticket prices for friends and family. Like it's basically everything that should come with being a Toronto Maple Leaf, they're getting rid of. Like this is culture. If you have a great organization that treats you right, and you have just an overall team that's just in a good vibes. I feel like Keith Pelly fucked the vibes of this team. They must have. The only reason why he didn't fuck up the vibes last year was because they had a president and he wasn't involved as much. Now he's involved more and he's making stupid mistakes. He's doing stupid shit and charging a young fan a fee to wave the flag right before the game. I don't know what the fee is. It's a rumor to be anywhere from like 65 to $100. Just have a kid wave the flag. Really, you're gonna charge kids for that? It should be just like a raffle. Like maybe you have to throw in like $5 and then you donate it to charity, and the winner of the raffle gets to wave the flag. Like you see what I mean? Like I don't know why they're like this money grab. Okay, look at it. Let's say all this stuff ends up coming out to like $100,000. Okay, I don't think it does. Nowhere close. But let's just say it does come out to $100,000. You're telling me that Rogers is gonna nickel and dime over $100,000 when they're pulling in like billions of dollars. Like it's actually a joke. And this is a team that's making you money. It's a fucking joke. I don't even know what to say. It doesn't make any sense. And to hear all this coming out, now you know why this team is in shambles this year and why the culture is destroyed because you have an idiot, multicolored glasses guy, Keith Pelly, like making all this stupid shit. He's changing everything for the worse, not for the better. Like this is like if you're working for MLSE and you have a guy that's like this, I'd fucking leave in a heartbeat. How can you have that guy as your boss? He's a bum. He is a bum. And another thing, which it isn't even it's not in here. I didn't get the article, but everyone knows that he let go of a doctor, and it was a very prestigious doctor that worked with the team for a while, and they let him go. And but this guy apparently specialized in groin injuries. So now that he's not here, we just so happen to have a groin injury with Tanev. He was out for the remainder of the season. Groin injury with Stolars now. And then we had one before with frickin' Willie. Willie was out like 10 games with a groin injury. Like, this is what I mean. If you're going to start nickel and diming your team and being just an overall, I don't know, cheap team and not giving the team the benefits, like, this is insane. I don't even know how, like, you're just not a professional organization at that point. It's ridiculous. But getting away from Pelly right now because I could talk about him for hours. Just through the pressers with the guys when they were cleaning up their lockers and shit. It sounds like Keith Pelly expects to be back as head coach, and I honestly think he will too. I don't think he's gonna get fired unless unless they're hiring this new GM and he wants to actually change everything. But I think he's gonna stay because a lot of GMs respect him. Keith Pelly loves Craig Berube. I don't think he's gonna be let go. And again, unless someone comes in and they want to change everything. Maybe they start moving big players, and Berube, you have to just get rid of the coach. Like again, I don't know exactly what it's going to entail, but it sounds like Berube believes that he's coming back next year, and I honestly think he is. Now going into this one, they spoke with Austin Matthews. I think this one's getting blown out of proportion, but they asked him about his future at being a Maple Leaf, and he emphasized that I really can't predict the future. And it's true. Like he said he liked being here, he liked being the captain, but he didn't like commit. He didn't say like, I want to be here for another 7 years. He didn't say anything like that. And he doesn't have to because he doesn't know where the organization is going right now. We don't even have a GM or a president. By the sounds of it, it sounds like the Leafs are again because they're cheap. Rogers is cheap as fuck. They apparently are only going to hire one person. That's just what I heard. Again, this is just a rumor, but it sounds like they're looking only for a president slash GM job, only given to one guy. So, again, Matthews doesn't know where this organization is going. If you want to keep Matthews around, you better get someone in who's going to do something. Go out there, hire like, I don't know, or sign, sorry, 3 or 4 of those free agents in the offseason, and then see if you can get off of Morgan Riley's contract. That's the only way this team is going to start having some sort of success. You have to make moves. You can't keep being passive and safe. Like, you have to make some moves. You have to. We have a lot of cap next year, enough that we can definitely beef up our blue line if we wanted to, get like 1 or 2 guys to help out, maybe a puck moving defenseman, maybe you go after a guy like Radish, I don't know. And then you'll have enough money to go after maybe, potentially 2 top 6 forwards, like ones that you can kind of slot in. Like not, I wouldn't say solidified top 6 guys, but like you know what I mean. Like a Marchman could play on your second line, and if you needed him to, he could play on your first if you really needed that type of player on there. Then you got like a Charlie Coyle type of player. Like he's very good. He can maybe slot in at the second line center position, which could drop Johnny down, if you wanted to, right? So I think they got to look at a bunch of stuff, but there's a lot of good free agents out there that play with that grit, with an offensive edge as well, like an offensive style. Like I think that's what they should be looking for in the off season. Like guys like Evander Kane, guys like Bunting, um, again Coyle, Boone Jenner, Marchman, like those types of guys. They all play similar, and I feel like that would really benefit the Leafs if they had some guys that played like that. But going back to the quote, I think that's what Matthews is kind of entailing. He doesn't know where the team's gonna go. He'll see how it is next year. He'll meet the new GM and see where everything goes. Right now, it's too early to tell. And I wouldn't be surprised if we have a stinker of a year next year. Matthews requests for a trade. I wouldn't be surprised at all, and he has every right to. Now, this one I really liked, and he's probably one of the only players on the team to actually show his emotion and tell it how it is. Anthony Stolar said, "The Leafs need to adopt a more aggressive mindset right from the start of next season. We have to play like bastards. We have to play hard, and we have to play heavy." This is a guy who played with the Florida Panthers and won a Stanley Cup with them. He knows more than anybody else on this team how you have to play the game. You have to play like pieces of shit, and you have to play hard and heavy. When he says we, he doesn't mean the third or fourth line guys or the one power forward on the first line. He means every single player. That includes William Nylander, who just prances around. It doesn't even, go in for a puck battle, strays away from hits, just like Marner. And I am glad Marner's gone this year. And again, you also have guys like Matthews who have to start playing like that. It cannot be just your third and fourth liners. Like Lawton was the only one doing it, and you could tell. I bet you he was annoyed. He was one of the only guys playing that style of play. Like honestly, Joshua too. I don't want to. Joshua played like that as well. But if your top players aren't playing like that, why would anybody else on your team want to do the same? It's got to trickle down the lineup. If you see that the guys making $13 million and $12 million a year are throwing their body around, laying hits, getting in teams' faces, stepping in for teammates, that's going to make everybody else do the exact same thing. Am I right or am I wrong? This is something that you could just ask yourself. Because if you think this is wrong, then you don't know hockey. This is something that I get everyone wants to focus on analytics and getting like fast, small players. You can get some small players that are analytically inclined and could help the team. But these guys also have to know how to flip the switch and play, like Stolar said, like a bastard. And I feel like every team has guys like that except for the Leafs. And it just so happens that our star players just don't have that edge to them. They weren't wired that way. And that's the thing that sucks about this team. That's pretty much it for this one though, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll make videos when more news and other shit that happens comes out, but as for this one, that's it. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.